All right, I think we're live. I'm not sure. YouTube's being really weird. Even weirder than usual. Jeez, it's like an everyday occurrence. There we go. There we go. It's finally live, right? If you're in the chat on YouTube, let me know. Let me know if it's live. Saying it's live on my side. It seems like every day we have a different issue with them. This is something I've never seen. It is not. Is this saying something went wrong? I don't know. Now it's echoing. That might be why. All right, I think I got it. I don't know, man. I have to like pop out the chat weird. It is what it is. We're here. It's over. We're good. We're live, baby. Well, I wish I was good. I hope you guys are good. I don't know if I'm good. I'm all right, but... Whoop. Still? There it is. All right, finally got it. It's not echoing. I don't know if I'm lying. I don't know if I'm good. Hopefully you guys are good. My lord. Let's see. We've been live. It's been like a whole day since we didn't go live. We've been going live a lot lately. On Friday, we watched as the death cross approached, and it came and it went. Now, the death cross technically confirmed on yesterday's close, but it is like today's candle, and here we are. Sentiment has gone all the way bearish. It already was probably, but all the way bearish. Death cross is in. We've seen a lower low on the day of the candle. I'm praying that the bottom is in here. We have seen this exact signal mark the bottom every single year of this run, and even this year in April. Here we are again. The damage here is pretty intense. Check this out. All of 2025, the entire candle, that is 2025, probably a different chart. The entire year of gains has now been erased with just 1 month to go in this year. Unheard of. This is actually unheard of. 25 candle opened at 93.1. And we have seen it now today trade below there. We are thankfully back above at this point. This is bonkers. Last price, there we are. This is bonkers. I'm glad I closed all my trades out. I reopened. I know I'm good. I'll share with you guys in a minute. I reopened. I'm a madman. Pray for my longs. We did talk about this possibility throughout the last week and even on Friday that if we did fall lower, 93.2, 93.3, the yearly open was a logical place to look. And I even said I would take positions there, which I did. I'll share with you guys in a little bit. Thank you, Piggle. Piggle says we're live. Dude, every day, it's still showing that like this isn't working, which is really weird. Never seen that before. It doesn't matter. Move on. We're live. We're live here. We're going through the charts, by the way, guys. Hype it up. This is a strange time for us to be live. We're going to be live again tomorrow. I've been putting in a lot of work because I know you guys need this right now, and so all I ask is you hit the like button, subscribe, hype it up in chat, let people know you're here, share out the stream. Let's get others onto this. But we talked about this on Friday, the potential for the yearly open to be tested and how that would be an area of very high liquidity. If that price came, I would look to open some long positions to basically play a bounce. So in this video, my hope is only to give you guys a place to feel comfortable, to stress, to vent, to talk trading, to get a little hopium, or even to be bearish. Doesn't matter. I do not have a crystal ball, and I, like everyone, do not know what's going to come tomorrow. I'm going to do my best to share what I think will happen from a logical perspective. You should know my bias tends to lean bullish. Nothing I say is financial advice. Please do not just copy my trades or take anything I say as something that you should do actionably with your money. That is up to you. Everyone's in a different position, and nobody can give you your answer of what's right for you. But I do hope that you get some value from this, and at best or at worst, just a moment to take a breath, to remove yourself from the moment, to not respond emotionally or act irrationally, And hopefully we can save some of you from making bad decisions out there. So thank you for joining us on this emergency spice stream. The yearly was open, or the yearly open was tested. And while that is largely enough as it is to be a reason or an area to look for liquidity and for a bounce, I really like the quarterly time frame. If you go down to the 3-month time frame on Bitcoin, you will find a beautiful fair value gap. This fair value gap was painted from October of last year into the first and second quarters of this year. How did this pop up? And you can see that here with this big green candle closing into a small red candle, followed by an engulfing green candle here. Beautiful setup, very bullish setup. Didn't take us that far, but considered a very bullish setup. This was resistance for an entire 3-month period, maybe longer. We had broken through it, and now we are back to test the strength or the metal of that area, 93.3. I speculated that there is likely liquidity in the sense of anyone who opened a long position in 2025 likely is looking at that number, even if they haven't recently or forgot about it. Many people are likely in the mindset while they were long of, okay, as long as the yearly candle is green, I can stay in this. We saw that very briefly change over the last hour or two as it traded a little bit below, and I think that is a reason to see a lot of longs stopped out, a lot of shorts baited in, and I do expect to see a bounce. I did share this with you guys over and over and over again, but I will just continue to repeat myself because that's what we do. I do expect to see a bounce of some kind. For price action just to continue straight down from here would be just kind of strange to see when it comes to Bitcoin's price movement. It usually does not just trend in one direction. That's largely what we have seen since October 10th. Really just down, not a lot of bounce, not a lot of strength, really no opportunity to bait in like other side orders. No real opportunity to get people to long. People were pretty unanimously bearish, maybe even to the start of this month. And I think with this sell-off, it's very likely that we're the only bulls left standing, or I'm the only bull left standing. A comfortable position for me, actually. A very comfortable position. Every bull run that we've covered here and everyone that I've seen has had these moments where a very unanimously bullish sentiment exists. Something happens. Let's say like today here, the sell-off, bunch of other events, but something very convincing happens. It feels real. It feels like the end. It feels like it is over. And we've seen these things come in before the biggest of moves. Now, this is it could be hopium, right? But we've seen them come in before the biggest of moves to flush people out. We haven't really seen that in the same way this run. And this is the first time that I'm feeling the heat, feeling like this is kind of par for the course of what we've seen. So I'm hoping this plays out. I'm hoping this plays out, and my upside target, where we're looking. So the Death Cross completed. Wow, actually I can leave this here because that was related. The Death Cross completed once each year of this bull run, and each time it marked the lowest point in the local price range. Whether it was 23 in August or September, 24 in August, and then this year in April, each time we had incredibly bearish sentiment, which matched with incredibly bearish price action. We were in downtrends. Those downtrends continued to break to the downside, and it just kept going. We just kept going. We just thought it was going to be over. We thought this was it. We got trapped, and each time it marked the bottom, we rallied to new highs. This is yet another very similar situation. It feels similar. Sentiment is down in the dumps. If you guys follow me on Twitter at @TomCrownCrypto, you've seen me tweeting a good amount today. A little bear posting. I'm not bearish, but I'm bear posting because, well, there's bearish signals going on. There's bearish things to look at. Using CoinGlass's Fear and Greed Index, we see a rating of 9. A 9 rating is an understatement to say extreme fear. A 9 rating is very unusual. In fact, while there are many sources of fear and greed, many, CoinGlass's Fear and Greed has only seen these or lower than these levels once, twice. I think the lowest reading it ever had was a 7, and that was in June of 22. We're talking bear market bottom. Last time we were relatively near this low, February, March of this year. It's kind of interesting. Doesn't really match up as well. But around this number was the closest time. This is, by every measure, extreme fear. That we do have, and the reason I went live is we do have in just 31 minutes, and we're going to be live for it. I'll say the official. This is the OG Fear and Greed meter. This is the one I prefer. I only posted about this one because it was so amazing with its single-digit reading. For the last 2 days, we have seen a value of 10, which even for this historic measure of fear and greed is incredibly low. Make sure there's nothing wrong with the stream wall. Oh, we go. Pickle in the house. What's up, Pickle? Let me know, Pickle, if anything's goofy with the stream. I got a lot of texts, man. Everybody's texting me. Oh, my. I feel like that's bottom vibes. Anyway, let me make sure Pickle didn't say anything that is critical. Nah, just see live. Cool. Last 2 days, extreme fear, and in just, what, 28 minutes, we'll have an update here. Now, price is not just lower. It is meaningfully lower. It has moved to meaningfully lower prices. The fact that that yearly candle was flipped, even if just temporarily to red, should spark more fear, should drive that sentiment lower. I think it should put people more into the side of the bears, and man, I would be very, very surprised to not see that tick lower unless we get like a big rally into the last 27 minutes. Honestly, I hope we don't. I really would like to even see into the last moments of this weekly candle price drive down for a wick. I know that's weird. I just opened longs and probably they would get liquidated if that happens, so maybe I shouldn't root for this. But one drive lower into the close will send sentiment so very dismally low. So low that I think it like has to bounce. If it float up into the close and close above, I don't know, like 94, even in this range, it starts to maybe look more like a reversal on the daily than the last 2 days. And that's not what I want to see. I don't want people to be hopeful. I mean, we can be, but I don't want the retail herd to be expecting a bounce. I want everyone else to be expecting continued downside into next week, because that is going to be, in my experience, the most likely setup for price to continue to the, or to reverse to the upside. You're going to find likely some kind of divergences on our lows here. I would say ignore them. It's either going to bounce here or it's not, and that sounds so lame, but when you get to these critical junctures in the Bitcoin cycle, that's what you're left with. When you have extreme dip, panic selling on the way up, I guess even on the way down, but you have these extreme moments where paper hands get separated. We really didn't have that. The only separation this cycle we've had is by boredom, by shinier objects, right? AI, the stock market, gold, these shiny objects that are more attractive than Bitcoin. It's not capitulation in the same way. People have largely been bored out of the space and I guess folded out of the space with alts. But with Bitcoin, we have not seen something so scary yet. And if we are, like, I still do believe it's not off the table. I still do believe we see another leg up this year. It's getting tight. But if we do, it is almost certainly going to begin with a move like this, where we have this virtually exact sentiment. People are too afraid to act. The short is a logical move. The long is seemingly a psychotic move, right? This is what we've seen before. So as uncomfortable as this is, I'm not really that upset by it. Over the last 24 hours, we have seen more than $500 million liquidated. People keep saying, like, well, money's gone, people are broke, you know, they're out. Not really. Not really. In just the last half an hour, after we've been trending down for almost a month now, we still have over $500 million liquidated in just 24 hours. Like, the well seems endless. It doesn't seem like there is a bottom to this well, does it? We just keep going and people just keep getting liquidated. Man, funding, I really had hoped to see more bullish funding than this. This is on the side of bullish, but not where I'd like to see it. It's very close to neutral. Not super set up for a short squeeze yet. That is okay. stream this time every Sunday, please? What's up, DSV? Good to see you, brother. Probably not. Probably not. People gotten shaken out all year. Michael, so maybe you missed the nuance of that. People had been shaken out, but it's different, I'm telling you. It's different. What I'm talking about is these kind of shakeouts that we saw in the previous cycles. Not shakeouts where it was just so boring, right? And just painful, but like slow, grindy, painful. Like the pain didn't come from intense fear. Here, this is the best way to put it. The source of the pain, the motivational factor of the pain was different. We just saw it very slow, very boring, kind of this like long game, long burn type of thing. In the previous cycles, we saw very different things before big moves up. These were not long game. These were not slow, painful over time. They were very intense moments of realistic, just extreme fear of the run is over. This is it. It's done. And as soon as every person threw in the towel, we can throw this all the way back here. As soon as everybody threw in the towel, we would rally again. We haven't seen that. You can say that these are similar, but I'm telling you, if you experienced a few cycles, they haven't been, man. These have just been so slow. They've been marked by like very low volatility. Lots and lots of days of just moving sideways. It never felt optimistic, but it never had that crushing fear that I have observed drive Bitcoin throughout the cycles. This is, in my opinion, it. This is the first time. This is crushing fear. People who are new are probably very, very freaking out right now. Very much. Even now, it isn't quite crushing. Huh? Fair enough, Nepa. Nepa's been here. OG's way in. I am trying to kind of communicate the point to people because there's definitely members here that didn't experience. Oh, wow. What? Why am I getting... this is really strange. Whoa. I just got an ad because I was like, not what? That's so weird. Okay, I figured out the issue. Figured out why YouTube is being goofy. It had me like logged in under a different account. That's weird, bro. Like just another email address. Did that fix it? Yeah, it fixed it. There it is. Okay, good to know. Because I heard an ad playing. I was like, that's not Grizz. Where were we? I think that was pretty close to where we were. I heard an ad playing. I was like, there's no way. I have YouTube Premium. Why do we have an ad? Anyway, crushing fear. Crushing fear. This is still not it. This is still not the old days of like, what Tether's about to unwind and like Bitcoin's about to have a death spiral, or you know, like these crazy things that felt so real in the moment and then looking backward, not real at all. This is the closest. This is the closest. A flat year. This is bonkers, guys. I don't think people really appreciate, probably some of you do. I don't think the general majority at this moment is even aware, but appreciates how odd that is. Look at this. Bitcoin has really never closed the candle like this. And now we do have a month and a half to go. Half of this quarter still on the table. We've tested the point of the major liquidity, in my opinion. But we've never seen a candle close like this. I'm still of the belief that it won't. I'm still of the belief that's going to close up and that we'll see something similar to what we've seen every cycle. But it sure as hell feels like it isn't, right? Sure as fuck seems like it won't. It's bonkers. After an entire year, we're just back to where we started. That is the chef's kiss of this chaos, man. Bitcoin's a stable coin now, I guess. I mean, a stable coin that still goes up, you know, like 120% last year. 155% the year before. It is a better. It's a better currency. I agree. It's better. I can't believe how few people are here. I don't want to bitch about this. That's not the point. I'm not gonna bitch about it. But this to me is crazy. 682 people, which is great. Welcome to all of you. I love you all. I'm not complaining, but like this doesn't feel proportionate to this. This This is in my opinion, the craziest point of this entire year now of price action. We are back. Today we are underneath the yearly open. What? Nice wicks on the hour. I was hoping that we'd get a down close. The weekly is about to settle up. Got that gold? Yes. Weekly is about to settle up. I'm being such a bad host. Some of this here. Who the is Grizz? Okay. Consolidated all my tabs. All right, there we are. Where was I? Bonkers. This is bonkers. Aren't most gains made in 2 months? Actually, look at Bitcoin. Most gains are made in like 10 days out of the year. 10 days. It's like 10 to 15 days. The week, that's what I was on. 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Here we are on the week. I did say ignore, don't give too much weight to divergences and things like this right now. That would be my opinion. If we want a little hopium to pack in the bull ski, there you go. You have weekly bull div here. I'm going to say the same thing about the day that I will on the week here. I wouldn't be using this as something I would trade off of, okay? This move down has been disproportionately violent to previous ones, especially over the last 14 periods, 14 weeks. You're going to have div. It's not that meaningful to me at the moment. Lower high money flow. Momentum's down. Things look bad. I think maybe a good way to put what I was trying to describe earlier about kind of FUD and like crushing fear. In every other run, maybe this is a more eloquent way to say it. Every run that I've seen other than this has had these moments where the chart, where TA 100% would point down. Every signal, everything you look at, every candle close, every moving average, every oscillator, everything was screaming lower in the bull runs. Everything. There was no reason to believe it was going to continue from a chart perspective, and there was no reason to believe that it was going to continue up from a sentiment perspective or news perspective. We haven't really had that as much this run. This, I think, is shaping up to be that. It's going to be interesting. 60 minutes for this close. I think this is the reality, is if the bottom isn't in, if I'm wrong, right? The bottom isn't in and we continue lower, we gotta look to the chart as where would liquidity sit next? Where would it be resting? You gotta go to like April of this year's low. What's kind of interesting is we're talking about where the year opened. We spent most of this year in a red candle, but we have had so much time in between where our expectations have been adjusted, where sentiment has reversed and been bullish, that it doesn't feel like it. We're just back to where we started. Yes, in April we were much lower. But it almost feels like that was a year ago, like 2 years ago. Like it wasn't in 2025. I think it's going to be interesting here. I'm curious to see how this closes now. Even on this weekly open, Ichimoku Cloud is doing a little smoocheroo. But it hasn't given us the down cross. Interesting. Whenever it is over, I mean, I'll admit, we won't know. I won't know. It feels like too many people know that the top is in for it to be in. That's how I feel right now. I was talking about a potential bounce. So at this zone of 93.3, really whatever happens here, I do expect to see price rally, even if it is to a lower high, even if it is a failed rally, meaning we don't go to new all-time highs and we are in the bear market. I do expect to see some kind of sweep of liquidity to the upside. What that likely would look like, and now not in one God candle, probably not, in like a God candle, but a move back towards about the 110 area. It doesn't necessarily have to go that high, but I would say somewhere between like 105 and 110, I think would be the area to sweep. I think that is what the market would look for. to get people, as we kind of have, I think, accepted that the majority is very bearish. Sentiment is not, people aren't ripping longs really. I think people are looking for shorts exclusively at this point. For that to, for price to continue down in that scenario, you almost always see it reverse. And it's the same when we see a move to the upside, right? October's all-time high, everybody was looking for longs. And unfortunately, when everyone is looking for a leverage position in one direction, it does not. It just doesn't happen. It just always reverses. So even if we are in some kind of bear market, I would still be looking for 105 to 110. This is where my newly opened positions, I'm likely going to look to take profit on them. Whether it's full or partials, I'm not sure at this point. We'll figure this out as time goes on. A retest of the 200-day, I think, makes perfect sense in almost any scenario. Now that may come down a little bit, but it's unlikely to meaningfully come down before a test. Like even if like a month or two passes before a bounce, I mean, I would still probably be looking at the minimum 105. In the previous markets, and I will admit that this has separated itself. These multiple death crosses, multiple golden crosses on the day. We haven't seen this. This hasn't happened in previous cycles. In previous cycles, it was much more cut and dry, and we'll just use 2021's for the example. Basically from bear market lows, I guess here you got some chop. But anyway, you saw a golden cross rally all the way basically to the all-time high. We got our first death cross. It did mark the bottom as well, which is fun, in June of 21. Golden cross to a new all-time high, but barely. And then a death cross started the bear market in 2022, in January of 2022. But before price explored any lower lows, it returned to that 200-day moving average. And that is the price action that I am looking for, even if we are entering the bearishest of times, which is, I think, not only a logical, intelligent way to play this chart. I think it can give us some calmness, especially when things feel like you have to act in real time and things are panicky. I think this can give us some calmness because it releases some of that pressure and some of that fear of it's only ever going to go down. It's only ever going to go down forever. That's just not how it works. It's just not how markets work. Markets move up and down. And so this is what I'm going to look for. I think this is realistically the play, right? Realistically. It does look different. We've had a bunch of these. This is the second one of this year. We've only seen one death, one golden cross each year until this year. We have a second one at the end of the year. It's uncomfortable. The only thing at all on this chart that I think looks bullish, that is bullish to me, is the death cross. The bearish signal is the death cross and having the lower low on the same day. It's the only thing. I don't even need to look at indicators to see that momentum would be falling, to see that money flow would be moving out, would be red. Like RSI under 50. Like I don't even need to look at these. It's obvious to me. There is nothing obviously or blatantly bullish about this chart right now. Yet here we are again in the same setup we've had every single low this entire run. I don't know, man. I should do a poll. I'm gonna do a poll. Are we in the bear market? Are we in the bear market? I'm gonna read the chat in a sec here. Yes way, no way. Now I'm just gonna do yes, no. Very AB. There you go. Let's do that. I wanted to just ramble a little bit to give you guys some calming, rambling audio, but yeah, dude, I don't know. Let's chat. What are you looking at? What do you guys think? What are you experiencing? This is like important. It's more important than you might think it is. What we are feeling, especially as a group of, now we got 800 viewers, getting a little better. You guys are doing a good job. Keep hyping it up. Keep subscribing. I don't even know if we got subscribers. I'm not getting alerted. Keep subscribing, keep engaging with the live stream, keep sharing it out. What we are experiencing as like 800 people, almost 1,000 people, is important and meaningful. Now, typically, we will be looking in the wrong direction, on average. But it is still meaningful data. So I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. If you ask X, if you ask T Lee, if you go on X and ask, we're going to like -100. X is crazy bearish. Twitter is crazy. Like, I haven't seen Twitter this bearish, I think, all cycle. I don't know. I've seen it just be downbeaten and annoyed with price action. All you see is fear. Swalker, I've been saying, remind me when everyone is bullish again, guys, in chat. Remind me. Next time everyone is bullish, because I remain bullish, we remain bullish. Sometimes I forget that when everyone else agrees with us is the end, usually. The end of it being good. I think we're in the other direction now. I think once again, with very little exception, the Tom Crown and community are the last bulls standing again. Very little exception. I'm sure there are some accounts. I'm sure there's some people out there. But as a consensus, I think effed. Death in the trenches. 92K to 136K to 15K. Kristen Morales says this is the most painful thing. I do agree. I think the most painful thing, well, maybe not. Maybe not. You know what I genuinely think? Hopium is always free. Dude, the first hit's always free, my friend. I honestly believe the most painful thing, now like this would be crazy painful. That would be crazy painful. It would. All-time high, right down to a new low. That would be very painful. I honestly think because we have had all these slightly higher high, all-time highs, that just tapping an all-time high and going down wouldn't be the max pain scenario. It wouldn't be the scenario that wrecks the most people. I think it's the scenario I've been waiting for all year. I think that the scenario that hurts the most people is the scenario where we get a really crazy rally with no pullbacks. You know, maybe just like one wick pullback kind of thing, like we saw in 27. Very quick, singular day, maybe even an hour total, panicky switch that moves up again, right? Let's say double, so 240. I think this is, in reality, the scenario that hurts the most people. Blow off top, big wick to the downside. I still think this is it. At this point, the reason, though, is just tapping a new all-time high and coming down is largely what everyone expects. If we move to all-time high from here, I think everyone will expect it to just move 5%, not move, 5, 10, a little bit percent, and then go right back down. I think everyone will short. And I think if price would just continue to the upside and just like have an actual parabolic moment, I think people would just keep on shorting. I think they would just keep opening it thinking it's just going to do the same thing. It's just going to go up a little bit more and fall back down. And then essentially you get that very fast pullback, like in an hour time frame. You get a really big expansive move to the upside, and everyone then goes, we were wrong. We got to get in. I was wrong. I got to go long. And it's like you've caught the top, right? That is my honest opinion of what is the max pain. In reality, maybe this has been max pain all along. I don't know. It's been shitty. It is hard for me to imagine a cycle being over without any of the euphoria, without any of the just blind, violent bullishness. There was none of it. Like, there's been moments of people being bullish in this run, but there's never been the moment that made people completely delusional of it's going up forever. That's the moment that I have always seen the market reverse. And at the bottom, it's going down forever. That thought process, that mirror yin and yang of like energy has always marked the cycles for me. And this one just doesn't seem to have it. Somebody asked what the playlist is. This actually isn't a playlist. I'll put it in the live chat. This is Grizz. This is Grizz, baby. It's Grizz, baby. Grizz on YouTube. This man is very talented. This is his Side Quest Volume 1. Check him out. He just released, I think he just released another song with Tape B, who is also fire. And I would play it, but it's only like 3 minutes, so wouldn't really, be on very long. And I don't want to be playing all of his brand new music, you know what I mean? But yeah, what I was saying, the euphorias, the extremes. There has been no moment where people would make a rational, crazy choices of like, I just jumped into Bitcoin and I'm going to leverage my house, right? Like these insane statements of risk. I don't think we ever saw that risk appetite to the upside. And I don't think we saw it in alts either. I don't think alts had a little bit at the end of last year, a little bit maybe in March of last year. But it just didn't seem to get back. Didn't seem to be in that state. The exact opposite of what we saw at the bottom in 22, where people were like, I'm gonna sell everything. Crypto's going to zero. It's cascading to zero. What's up, DeFi DGen? What's up, man? By the way, we are live on youtube.com/TomCrown. The mainstream. We got like 1,000 live viewers over here concurrently chatting. Join us over here if you're on other platforms. If you don't want to, if you want to stay on your platform like Twitch, X, Kick, Rumble, all the things we're on, feel free to, but please leave a subscribe, like, hype it up over there. Try to like, I don't know, make it fun over there. I can't do all the platforms at once. Can't engage them. We have just 5 minutes now till the hour closes, till the day closes, till the week closes. And we have a lot of things to watch here. One that is going to be interesting to watch, but has kind of been a punk lately, is the Fear and Greed Index. It is insane that we have had 2 10s in a row. It's insane. Today, in my opinion, by every measure, is a magnitude greater, a magnitude worse than the last 2 days. We'll see. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. We'll see. We've had some very strange readings on this. We've had readings that were strange enough that I said, I don't think we should even watch this anymore. Like, I don't even know if it has any value anymore because price got much scarier to the downside and it like went up into like, I don't know, away from fear. This is going to be big. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're wrapping up our daily candle. 94.5 yesterday's open. Seems like we're battling it out for that open here into the close. For the open into the close. It's been tested, we'll say roughly twice already. 3 times today, 4 times today. Wow, actually a lot. It fell below. Tap, tap. I think closing down is better, honestly, but I don't think I'm getting what I want. We are closing the day. I mean, a close under 94.5 has to bring it down, right? Has to. Be a lower close that broke the yearly open. Let's see. Our week also coming to a close. Now, this might kind of irrelevant to where the day ends up for the most part. This might be the catalyst for fear. It seems that everyone watches Benjamin Cohen. Now, shout out to Benjamin Cohen. I love that guy. Great analyst. One of the few handful of people in this space I respect. He's got a lot of people on this 2 weekly closes below the 50 kick. So a close below the 50 on the week, kind of regardless of where it is, we might see sentiment get driven even lower, even worse. I mean, it's just certainly with 1 minute left. I mean, we're closing at 94.1 with very little exception. I wouldn't be surprised here to see a little bit of move, a little bit upside downside. But I don't think it's going to take us anywhere that matters over the next 50 seconds. We're pretty much locked in at this price. First weekly close under, that's it. It's the first weekly close under the 50. I should put that in the title. Weekly close bear market. I'm just gonna put that in the title, which is silly, huh? Gibberish. Your boy though did go long. I'll show you this in just a minute. I want to get these up to date. I'm gonna get these up to date numbers. I want to see how this closes. It's more important for now. We haven't ever closed under the 50 EMA and continued. EMA? I think it's MA. I think that's what Benjamin Cohen was talking about. I'm not sure I've ever heard him reference an EMA. Here we go. It's done. It's done, boys and girls. The weekly is closed. We have closed under the 50-week EMA, or MA. I'll pull up the EMA in a minute. There it is. Done. And gibberish reading. God There it is. Gibberish reading. I don't know. Gibberish reading. How did it go up? What is that? What even is this indicator anymore? That's not possible. It's not possible. This is it's an equation, right? It's not a magical oracle. It takes different data pieces, and as it goes on and as time goes on, people are more familiar with those data pieces. Market manipulators are more familiar with them on how to change it, how to drive it the way they want, right? That's crazy to me, though. Realistically, how is today less? How is today less scary? Or yesterday? How is today's candle less scary than yesterday's candle? I don't understand. It's okay. It's okay. Let's take a look though. Let's do this week. I want to see a few things. 50 weekly, chilling out. I want to throw up an EMA. I don't think he actually. Why can't I do EMA? Moving average exponential. Okay. MAE. I think he uses regular MAs though. Doesn't make much of a difference whether you use EMA or MA. It doesn't make much of a difference because they're roughly the same spot. Let me see. There's never been a close below the 50 EMA. Wait, what was it? Can we go up now, please? Yes. 2 weekly closes with a 200-day moving average is what he says. Is that true, Bob Saget? I thought it was about the 50. We haven't ever closed with a 50 MA and still continue to bull run. Actually, so Sparklet, this is what I was looking at. Yes, we have. We have right here, July of 21. Close below. Went to a new all-time high. And before that, we really just never closed under the 50 EMA. Like ever. 2 closes on the week. Wait. So Cohen, I need to brush up on my Benjamin Cohen. 2 closes under the 200 daily. 200 daily. 2 weekly closes under the 200 daily. That is kind of a confusing statement. Is that really what he? Is that really it? I thought it was the 50 day. Either way, here we go. If that's the case, if this is the case, I guess this is tweet worthy, right? If that's the case, here we go. We have them. We have 2 weekly closes under the 50 or under the 200. 2 weekly closes under the 200 day MA. Why is that so hard to say? Here we go. There you go. The second week in a row, Bitcoin closes under the 200-day EMA. There it is. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should. You should. I've been spitting straight fire. Benjamin Cohen. That's right. 2 consecutive. That's 2 consecutive. That's 2 consecutive. I just don't think that really matters. Twitter is 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍. I agree. Why we should though? I don't know what you're talking about. I thought he said the 50 week. The 50 week and the 200 days shouldn't be that far apart anyway. They're pretty close. It's over. So the 50 he uses. Well, either way, doesn't really matter. You guys got me all turned around. Doesn't really matter. This is the first close under the 50 week. So there you are. I don't think it's that relevant. I think that sounds like something he would say because he would go back and look and say this has never happened. So there's nothing invalid about it. I just would, there's every cycle there are many things that have never happened before. Every cycle brings new things. One thing that definitely does suck is we have not closed this entire run below it. That does suck. That's not fun. Things have changed. You don't think Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high for the cycle? That's okay. I'm sorry, you're confusing me. I don't know who's right. Doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter what it is. 15 minutes. Wow, we've only been live for. We only had the pull up for 15 minutes. 600 votes. 53% say we're not in a bear market. That isn't really what I expected, guys. Could you please take a moment, make sure you voted in the poll. Make sure that you've liked the stream, subscribed to the stream. We have some new subscribers. Bitcoin Bijan. I didn't see your super chat, bro. I apologize. Give me a sec. Goo subscribed. Be like Goo 333 and subscribe to our channel. And then make that ass drop. Make that ass. I love this. Make it drop. There we go. There's our live subscriber count, 194,237. If you subscribe in real time, this will roll over. Very exciting. There you go. Someone just subscribed to you. Just subscribed. Keep it going. Don't stop. We're here. If we are in a bear market, this will be the third bear market that we've streamed through. And I'm aging myself here. The third one. What I'm saying to you is, if you're just finding this channel and subscribing, and you think the market is done, don't worry. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here with you. We'll be here with you till it's bullish again if you think it's over. What's up, RBS? So what did Bitcoin Bijan say? Maybe. You thought Solana was going to $800. Fair enough. Maybe. Certainly is the popular opinion right now that the bear market's here. Solana definitely doesn't look great. That all-time high was, dude, just shit. It feels like this cycle hasn't even started yet. What's up, Moy? 𝐂𝐡 𝐿𝐴𝐍. What's up, 𝐂𝐡? How you doing, bros? Bros and broettes. Welcome. Stock market up. Does the SPX start trading? No, not yet. CME should be open. Ain't that something? Ain't that some shit? CME opened essentially exactly at where it closed. That's some shit. When you go down to the minutes, it didn't. I'll never for the life of me understand that. How it can have a gap on like a minute, but then not on a daily candle, but whatever. It doesn't matter. CME, just exactly where we left it. Thanks, CME. That's good though, because I'm tired of CME gaps, realistically. 94.5, 94.9 on CME, currently at 94.3. Cool. Not an exciting price. Nothing to see here. What's up, IDF for life? How you doing, brother? Thanks for subscribing. Good to see you. Epstein is indeed Satoshi's. That's crazy. That's crazy. The world's crazy right now. Look at what's in the news. I'm not even going to talk about it. Look what's in the news right now, man. The world's crazy. USD tether dominance still at the top of the channel. It did close above the trend line, but I still believe that it can reject from here. I still believe it can reject here. Still think it lines up. I'll show you guys my longs. Pray for them. If I show you guys my longs, you promise not to make fun of me. Promise to pray for them. If you're gonna pray for them to do badly, I'm not gonna show you guys. I'm just playing. Oh, 𝐒𝐻 is just priming to break out again? Okay. 𝐒𝐻 isn't done. I said it on Friday. Say it again. We didn't get filled, which is a bummer, but 𝐒𝐻 is not done, dude. Look at this. Retested the high, right back up to it, ignored this lower high, pulled back, tested it again. What are we getting? Higher lows, breakout to 900. Told you guys a while ago, I don't even remember when I started saying it, I got to take profits of 900 for 𝐒𝐻. Let's go. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. All right, get wrecked. Get wrecked, Pirate Justin says. I mean, you might be right. I might be getting wrecked, bro. Might be. Let me see. Let's start with the silliest of positions. I opened up a bunch. So I opened one on 50x. Now this is wild. This is wild, and I never use 50x. Guys, don't use 50x. Don't be an idiot. If you do want to use leverage, please do it responsibly. But please do it with my link. Our exchange partner BYD-Fi. Links in the video description below. Pinned in the chat. No KYC. All kinds of pairs. Bots, like grid bots, and all the stuff you need to trade. Use my link. Help support the stream. And if you use my link, you can come to me if you ever have issues with them, and I will make sure that you get answers. Make sure it gets settled. Anyway, I opened a 50x long. Now it's not a huge position. Technically, it's a $17.5 thousand position. But when I say technically, I mean that's its size. And in reality, it's $350 on 50x. So the maximum loss here I can incur is $350. I did have another ad at 92.5. It didn't fill. Time will tell. But this is up 43%. Let's go. Let's go. I think that one, I feel like that one's going to get liquidated. Just no matter what. No matter what happens here, I think it gets liquidated. Okay, but I did open some other more reasonable trades. I actually have to log into another account to show like the realest one. These are kind of small and chilling. I want to go back. I want to go back to Lost Lands. Have I said that? I said that recently. Oh, I have. Thank you. Yeah. Song over already? I think it's like the end. Here we go. I got the other trades open. This one's like more real, more like my style. Yeah. So 93.5. I told you guys I was gonna do it. Pointed it out before we fell even kind of close to it. Told you. Gonna look for. I had closed all my positions last week, and I said I'm going to look to reopen at 93.5, the yearly open for a bounce. I'll take it from there as to what, you know, if I want to keep it open, when I want to close it at maybe a lower high or a bounce that we get. I'll keep you updated on that. A good reason to keep tuning in every day to the live streams. This one's a little bit more realistic. This is 10x on 1,000. So up 8%. More realistic. More real. Not a degenerate play. Remember, don't blindly copy anything I do. I'm just a human. I lose money, man. I don't get it right all the time. This felt right to me. I actually went and wanted to open with more. I wanted to open larger, and you can actually see some of my orders still didn't fill. 92 was my next open. I guess it's still possible. Could definitely could still come, but at this point, I want to say I don't want it to come, because I'd rather just ride it up from here. Let's just go up from here. Bitcoin, Bajan bought a lot of Chainlink and Solana. My friend, good luck. I really hope all of you out there buying alts, I really hope it works out for you. It's just, as someone with an audience, it's crazy for me to like say it's a good idea, right? Only because we have gone now 4 years, and almost at no point was it a good idea. Like almost at no point in the last 4 years has been a great idea. I have plenty of bags myself. You're not alone. I feel like it's wildly irresponsible if I was like, yeah. At this point, I only have eyes for Bitcoin. Only have eyes for Bitcoin in this cycle at this point. I hope it really works out for you, and I hope it works out for my bags too. What's up, Sergio Love? Subscribe and be like Sergio Love. Join us. I haven't seen any subscribes over on Twitch today. It's weird. I genuinely thought that this was going to be the most pop-in stream of all of them. Yeah, the song's over. How is it over so quick? Time flies. We've been live 54 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. I don't know what to put on next. Let's have silence for a minute. Let's let our ears rest. While I dick around with all these tabs again. Yeah, just my lord. I want my bags to pump, but dude, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not buying alts. Hopefully that's the bottom signal. You're welcome. I'm not buying them. I've had so many of these alts for so long. I genuinely wish I had just put every dollar ever into just Bitcoin. I've had some great runners. You guys saw me kill it live with Doge. Had crazy gains with that. You've seen Zek, I guess. Zek is probably like my Doge of this cycle. I don't have that much of it, but maybe it keeps going, right? But I think I am overall still in profit. I think I still am better off having you played alts over the years. But my God, have I had so much more stress? Have I had to manage so much more shit, taking on so much more risk? Had to watch bags just get wrecked for 7 years, right? I just wish I'd gone just Bitcoin, just from the beginning. I think that would have been I think I would be close to where I'm at now, but I would have had so much less to worry about. So much less red on my portfolio. I say that, and then Monero's sitting here taunting me, saying, don't worry, Tom. I'm still gonna run. You've still got bags. You've still got bags to run. God, Cardano breaking low. Not even gonna look at it. 𝐂𝐴Lcoin. I don't know who asked me about this the other day, Friday. 𝐂𝐴Lcoin. This is a very low time frame, but I do see something that I don't hate on this low time frame here. 𝐂𝐴Lcoin. I don't own any of this, but 𝐂𝐴Lcoin is making a rather nice little pattern here. I'm not sure if it's completely done moving down, but it does look like it is painting the only shape in trading that I trade at all, which would be the flat top or flat bottom, but flat top ascending lows. Your lows coming up, your highs getting rejected from a horizontal, but continuing to test it, and each time buyers coming in higher. Now this can go lower, go down to 0.054, whatever, 0.005, come back up and keep playing this. But I do like that setup, and it reminds me a little bit of what we saw on Zek right now. This may be looking to break out and move to the next upside resistance, which, let's say 7.075. Probably a solid target to look for. You already back tested the daily order block. Closed a solid week. Not bad. The weekly high is concerning. July's weekly closes right there. You wicked behind it. I'm not taking this trade. I wouldn't take this trade. But if I was Intel looking for if I was Intel looking for something, looking for a place to get out or take profit, especially if I was on leverage, 0.075 looks very good. Then all the way to 1 cent. What's up, friends? I see new subscribers. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. Throughout this entire year, it was actually, there were points where I said I might as well not even stream. There's almost no point to streaming at many times this year. And of course, I want to keep in touch with you guys. I want to, be fresh in your memories. I want to be there for you. But we would go live and have 0 to 15 subscribers for an hour and a half or 2 hours of streaming, which is bonkers. This is bonkers low. And that was for the majority of the year. Over the last few days, every time we've gone live, we've had tons of new viewers. And I love and value all of our OG viewers, of course. You make this community. But if we're not helping new people, I feel like we're not wasting, but we're doing a disservice, right? We're not getting to the people who need help. You guys already know what you're doing, most of you. But it's good to see people come back, new viewers, finding or looking for, seeking out quality content. It's good stuff. Refresh this again. Son of a bitch. We had the weekly close. Crappy weekly close. Fear and greed. Didn't move down. What in the actual F? What in the actual F? There you go. What the F? 850 votes. We need more votes. We need more votes. We need more likes. We need more subscribers. No liquidity left. It's down now. Well, liquidity, but that doesn't make sense. If there's no liquidity, then you wouldn't drive it down either. You need liquidity up or down. What's up, Adam Tweak? Over on Twitch. Adam Tweak. Salute to you, my friend. Our Twitches, people have been subscribing on Twitch. This is wild. NetArb, subscribe. Griffin just subscribed. What's up, brother? What's good, Prolific Joints? Tell you what, I could go for a little prolific joint myself. Genevieve Slater. Tuned in for over 5 years. You don't always comment, but you appreciate thoughts, insights. Well, I appreciate you. What about QT ending? Well, you're a QT. QT is supposed to end. Or QT, they said QT. Now I'm getting mixed up. I will be honest. I'm a little sipperoony here. Was it? It's QT. Did they end QT in their beginning QE December? Or was it they're ending QT in December? I can't actually remember. I forget. I have too many things to keep track of in my brain. What's up, Eternal G, over on Twitch as well? Actually, I'm going to pull up the Twitch chat. Oh, Remy. What's up, Remy? There you go. You guys get a yo. There he is. First time chatter. My guy. Welcome. We're over on youtube.com/TomCrown. That's where the mainstream is. So we got all the viewers. Tom knows the bull run is over. User PK6XB. I don't know, man. I don't know. That isn't accurate. I don't know that. I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that. I would just sell all my Bitcoin and go short. I'm freaking long. I entered longs today. Yeah, I don't know that. I wish I knew that. It feels too bearish. Yeah, Adam Tweak for subscribing. Tier 1 sub. What's up, Adam Tweak? Come over from YouTube to get active here. Let's go, Adam. Adam, rile it up, bro. Get it going over on Twitch. Build it up. Build it up. It feels too bearish. Like, people just aren't, like, people weren't bearish at the bull market tops in the past. Like, when I was younger in crypto, like, back here, man, people were bullish forever. Bitcoin at 20K. It went from like 5K to 20K in like 2 months. And then it fell 70%. Fell 70% from 20K to 6K. Fell 70%. And guess what? People were hella bullish. They're crazy bullish. They were like, oh my God, it's so cheap. I mean, people thought 10K would hold and it didn't. Like bounced 10K here and went lower. But people were still really bullish. They were like, buy the dip, buy the dip. This rejection was probably the tip off now that I look back. I didn't know what I was doing. But it wasn't until like price broke down. You know, like it wasn't until price dumped, moved down to 3K. This is where everybody got bearish. Maybe they were a little bearish, you know, on these. They're probably getting bearish here. But this is where the sentiment reminds me of now, which is I can't even really understand or figure, can't even like calculate this. Like, how is it so similar? In the sense of everyone was a bear. Everyone got bear. It does. This is going to keep going down. When it fell like this, people were talking about it going to like $200. They were talking about like this, like all the way down to the bear market bottom, the previous bear market bottom. Of course it didn't. But long story short, what I'm pointing out here is every cycle that I've seen, this is where 100% of people are bullish. They were bullish all throughout here. This is where 100% of people were bearish, right? You can see the pattern, and the pattern is people are always wrong. They've always been wrong. Is it different now and now everyone's going to be right? I mean, maybe, but that seems unlikely, right? Seems unlikely. I will concede that there was bullishness in October at the new all-time high. I was very bullish, but I've always been bullish. There was a good amount of bullishness here, but it still was never, I don't know, it was never anything like the previous runs at highs. It took all of like 2 days, right? A day later from the all-time high, a day later, everybody was bearish. everybody's remained bearish. Doesn't feel like we're entering a bear market in that sense. The bear market, from every experience I've had, starts with 100% of people looking higher, saying it's going higher. As it falls, they're excited and like, yeah, we're gonna buy the dip. I've never seen people just reverse after the all-time high and say it's going down. I don't know. What's up, Sean IDB, subscriber on Prime? Wow, we got two subscribers over there. My guy. Oh yeah, by the way, if you have Amazon Prime, you can go over to our Twitch, twitch.tv/TomCrownOfficial, and you can do your free Amazon sub over there. How about that? How about them apples? How about it? What do we got? A solid 1,300 viewers. I can't believe it's not 2, 3, 4,000. It's like, what is happening? Are people seeing what I'm seeing? What's up, X-Man? Welcome. Welcome, bro. I went long on the bottom. I bottom longed. And well, I guess we'll find out how that goes. Of course, we'll be live again tomorrow in the morning. I'm not getting off yet, but we'll be live again in the morning tomorrow. From anyone tuning in right now, especially for the first time, can look out for our live tomorrow. I don't know how long we'll be live tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Here are the two positions that I placed. 92K and 93.3. Stop losses, I don't know. I haven't really put them on there. I controlled the risk with the isolated margin instead of a stop loss, which is really bad practice to put in front of you guys, but whatever. 106 is a great target. Like 104. Good target. There we go. I like this. I'll take it. I'll take it. We are pushing through at this moment into the weekly close. Bitcoin got a little caught up at 94.5. A little caught. Doesn't seem to be too concerned now. Into the new week, we do have a higher high here from extremely low time frames. We do have a higher high through this daily previous support being tested as resistance now. I'd like to see a push to 95.5. I want to see a convincing break. Maybe can back test 94.5 and move up. That'd be a nice little inverse head and shoulders-y. Your stream is really cool. Thank you, Bijan. I think it's a weird market cycle. You want Solana to pump with Bitcoin? I want everything to pump, man. That was the magic of the previous runs, and hopefully that magic is still here. That magic was never easily acquired. The only people who ever easily acquired that in crypto, meaning people who didn't go through any of the pain, didn't go through any of the blood, the fear, are people who jumped in basically at the peak. Another characteristic of how I've described bull market tops in crypto is there is this moment where everything is pointing up. It's been moving up. Everyone is it's just like free money. You just long. There's just like nothing. There's no reason to be bearish. There's no technical analysis reason. There's no fundamental. There's no, the only reason maybe is because everybody else is so bullish, right? The only free ride I've ever seen has been at those moments where Euphoria is like an inch from peaking and they get in and it goes up, and sometimes it goes up a lot, like 50% or like 100, like it goes up meaningfully. The problem is that they are just jumping in and they don't really know, they don't really understand what's happening. They see this happen and they think this is just going to keep going forever. It's like that forever thing. And they get this free ride for a little bit. They think they're a genius. They go, oh, I only put in a little bit of money, because they were just dipping a toe in when they put that money in. They go, I only put in a little bit, but now I've seen this. I know what I'm doing. I'm a genius. I'm going to sell my house. I'm going to sell my car. I'm going to whatever. And I'm going to put every penny I have into this. And when they do that, they saw a little amount of money increase. Their brains go, you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. And they put it in and it's the exact top. It's the exact peak of peaks and it's over. So the free rides that I described, the only ones I've ever seen, haven't been free at all. They've been a very quick, very violent, but very quick top buying. Like that's it. Nobody gets a free ride, man. What's up, Ja? The poo-poo cycle. OBSY, top's not in. That's what I think. I still don't think the top's in. Very unpopular opinion right now, and that makes me believe it more. So much so that I opened positions. I showed you. I told you I was going to do them. I told you beforehand. And I did them. Yeah, I did. And I did them. There we go. We'll see how they play out, though. They very well might get wrecked. Fortnite Dubs. What's up, Fortnite Dubs? Welcome to the fam. Been here since 2013. This is not a bull run yet. Dude, I agree. It's like, it feels more like the bull run hasn't started. It feels more like we have been in a bear market, honestly, this like entire time. Bear markets have always felt, I'll say, like this bull market was, but the reason they have always felt like this bull market is they were characteristically very sideways, very grindy. You had highs, but they just usually got sold off. Not much else happened. It would get exciting for a second, and it would just get boring again. Kind of like back in 2018. It would get exciting, and it would grind. It would get exciting, and it would grind. And it would just keep baiting you back in. It's like the opposite has happened here. None of that's happened. Or it's like the opposite of the bull market. It's like all of that's happened. It's just been sideways. I don't know if it's baited us back in. Maybe with each of these little moves, these little all-time highs. It's just very strange. It's very, very strange. I think it feels like this has been more like a bear market than a bull market. The crazy part is there's still time for that to change. Like really, there still is time for it to just be exactly as it always is. Imagine, right? You know, just entertain me here on this thought. I don't want you to act on it. I don't want you to ever just trade the way I trade or use my thoughts to replace your own. That's not good. That won't help you. That will only get you wrecked. But just entertain this thought, right? We have seen, I'd say, a capitulation of all the bullish sentiment. The death cross has come again. Currently at the lowest point in price. That can change too, but currently at the exact lowest candle. We've seen that happen every year, consistently marking the bottom before moving higher. Each year at these lows, we've seen sentiment get very, very bad. I think it is the worst that has been in this cycle right here. Picture or imagine this. If Bitcoin rallies from here, it is going to be a very hated rally. Maybe along the way, you get knocked back down. People shorting every high. If Bitcoin moves back to its highs, back to an all-time high, right? Just taps it, moves down. Everyone will short again. And be like, I've seen this song and dance. I've seen this game. Bitcoin could break through that, make a move. And this, don't even pay attention to the timeline, because this, honestly, all this could happen in like 1 week. We've seen shit like this happen. Not recently, but it wouldn't be the first time. You could have a euphoric moment. Alts would almost certainly come along for this ride, where you just have a big move, a God candle. Oh my God, Bitcoin move, whatever, no, $1 bajillion in a day. And what happens? It just looks the same as it's always looked. You get this big move. Everyone goes, we've been wrong, and now we're right. And then it's over, right? And it's over into 2026, and it's just like it's always been. That's what I still think is going to happen. I have not abandoned that. And everyone getting really, really bearish now down here at the low only makes me, honestly, more bullish on it, more confident. It would not take a lot to make this cycle look like every other cycle, for the most part. To end in a blow off top, to end in euphoria, to end in retail FOMO, to end in people putting in stupid amounts of money, acting very crazily, not being responsible, throwing caution to the wind, and losing it all. I don't want that. Yeah, I'll just leave it on the days. Is it hopium? Sure. Absolutely, but it is what it is. Hopium max level, why not? I mean, dude, like I said, this is, if we're in a bear market, this is our third bear market we've streamed live through. There's been many points, many times where we have been live and sentiment was where it is now and charts were where they are now. And everyone said it was over, and we just remained on this hopium side, and we were right, and everybody else was wrong. That being said, there were also times where we remained bullish, and the bear market was here, and I was wrong. Nobody knows. That's the thing. No one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. No one knows what'll happen at the end of this year. A lot of people will tell you they do, but they're lying. They're lying to you, or they're lying to themselves. Or both. They don't know. The fact that everyone seems to know that the bull market's over now makes me think they're wrong. The same way I let my bias blind me a little bit back here. That's why I've requested you guys remind me when sentiment gets very bullish again. My sentiment blinded me a little bit, but everyone was very sure, myself included, that we were going higher. And we were wrong. I don't know. We saw the entire year give up its gains just a few hours ago at 93.3. The entire year was red. Pretty crazy that we reversed there, huh? I don't know. Moving back up, this is no confirmation of a bull run. You know, this is nothing. This is just not downside. It doesn't guarantee anything. Doesn't mean we're back to all-time highs tomorrow, but like, I don't know. I've seen it before. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. So not surprised that I opened up longs. Rip. I'm so wrecked, but it's okay. What's up, BP Kohler? Mr. Bijan. What you just explained gave me hope. Thank you, man. I hope I can give you hope. I hope I can give you hope, but I hope that doesn't change. I don't know, that you still follow your own guide. Your own thing. You know? Happy to rekindle other people's hope, but you gotta follow what's best for you. You know, I have been stacking Bitcoin since it was like under $3,000, and there's been many times on this rodeo where I have been very underwater, very down. Like I think here, like around here, and then even briefly in March, I was like 85% down on spot, bro. On spot. Not even on leverage, on spot. And it was rough. It was very rough. And there were times where people would tell me I should get out and be crazy. And there were times even after that where they thought they were right. And they're like, look, it crashed again. I told you should have gotten out. You didn't. You're dumb. But here we are now at $95,000. And in perspective, everybody was wrong. Everybody who ever told me to sell Bitcoin was wrong. And you can say, but I told you to sell at 125K. I told you to sell right here. And I was right and you were wrong. And sure, bud. Yeah, you were right. But maybe you told me here. But people also told me here. And people also told me here and here and here and here and here and here and there. And if I was able to just wait long enough, I always knew that it wouldn't matter. And here we are. 95K. And people think it's the end of the world. I don't know. Something tells me we let another 10 years pass and I will be glad that I didn't sell all my Bitcoin here. But I'm not in the same, you know, we're not in the same position. I don't know where you started. I don't know how long you've been. I don't know what the money means to you, right? You might need the money. There's always reasons and scenarios where it's different. And that's why trying to give other people financial advice is a crazy unsuccessful task. Because we're all just in a different point. And the money and the investment and like all these things just mean different things to us. And they have different kind of importances to our lives. If you want to buy a house, you want to sell your Bitcoin and buy a house, like awesome, do it, right? Do it. It doesn't matter. Go for it. But just don't let other people, myself included, don't let them impact what you do. Don't let them change your mind. Don't let them get you bearish or bullish. Follow your gut. Follow what you believe. I think that's the best advice I've ever given anyone in crypto. Well, in Bitcoin, in crypto. Follow what you believe. I believe in Bitcoin. I don't have any doubts that this is going to continue. I also am not afraid of another 3 years of shit 4 years, 10 years of shit. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I believe it's gonna keep going. It is what it is. What's up, Wix Fine Wife? How you doing, Wix Fine Wife? Tom with Shades. How you doing, bro? Broette. Good to see you. I miss you guys. I haven't seen you in a while. I probably won't go to any conferences or anything until next year. Kind of just gonna vibe the rest of the year. What's up, Gene Carter? Subscribe and welcome. William Yang. I missed your super chat, man. What do you think the price of Bitcoin will be on New Year's Day? A wild question. Wild question. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. If I'm right and we have all-time highs to come, above the 125, right? If I'm wrong and we don't, somewhere in here. Highly doubt it could be below here. I would say somewhere in here. If I'm wrong and the top's in, probably somewhere between. Yeah, that would make sense. Somewhere between 93.3 the yearly open. So we'd close down, 26 would open, we'd sell off into 26, or we'd like be selling off, close red. I don't know. That is the ultimate question, right? Wish I knew. Crazy how people think we are still bullish. Who thinks that, 3 Diglets? I mean, I do, but who else thinks that? Look anywhere. Look anywhere. Everybody's bearish. It's crazy that people think people are bullish. That's what I'll retort with. It's crazy that people think people are bullish. Go anywhere. Look. Even look at my thumbnail. It ain't bullish. My thumbnail's spooky. Scary. That's a shitty weekly close. What a shitty weekly close. No twist yet. Still waiting. Oof. Man. I'm still trolled. I'm so trolled that Fear and Greed went higher. That's so silly. This makes no sense. Zero cents. Respect to you too, my friend William. Welcome, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, the one very consistent thing is every cycle people jump in. They jump into shitcoins, and every cycle they become Bitcoiners. And you know why? It's because if they don't, they just lose all their money and they go away. They don't come back. They just disappear. You know, they're out. The people who stick around become Bitcoiners because it's just the only thing that's performed. What's up, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐬𝐧? How you doing, bro? Bitcoin seems chilling now. I like this. This is a much better vibe than it had earlier. I was like, I just have to go live. This is just like dumping. It hit the yearly open. I gotta go. I'm actually, I'll say it again. I'm surprised at how little even engagement, but how little search volume. How few people are looking for crypto content right now. I would have thought it would be 10x. I thought we'd have like maybe a record stream for the year. Nope. Tis just kind of, I mean, it's popping, but it's not too crazy. Yes, Adam. Yes. I can't say those things on YouTube, but yes. Oh yeah. Get it bumping. Haha. Anyway. Oh man. Are you out there and you haven't subscribed yet? You should. We got some new fam. 194,300 subscribers on the channel. We're gonna hit 200,000. We're gonna break 200,000 at the latest by the end of January 26th. We were on track to do it by the end of this year, but now it's slowed down.
They stick to the 4-year cycle. So they say, hey, we are still in November. It's not over. Oh, it's over, folks. Subway is hiring.
Subway's hiring. Savage. I don't know. What do you got? I can only speak from what I see, and I do not see that. I do not see that at all. What, chat, what do you think? Everyone else, is that what you're seeing? I clearly see kind of like my own little slice of the internet and of content, so I don't see it. All I see is people saying like the top was in October. That's all I see. Saying, well, even saying that the 4-year cycle predicted the October high. I'm seeing a lot of that too. That's really like sinking in with people. Sachs quality channel. Welcome, brother. That's what we do. We've been doing this almost 7 years here. We're vibing. Keeping the peace. Keeping everyone level-headed today. We are going to be live tomorrow around noon. I mean, but we'll probably go live in the morning if it gets silly again. $2021, you knew so many people in crypto? Dude, I agree. Now nobody. 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 Only allow one comment per 30 seconds. Here's your engagement going down the drain. It doesn't actually make a difference. No. When I say engagement, I meant like viewers. Total viewership, I just thought would be like crazy higher. I put it on slow mode. I don't know. It wasn't really super intentional. It just ended up that way. We don't usually have it on. Tomorrow's stream we won't have it on. It's like too late to even change it at this point. Let go, baby. There you go. For your cycle, gang said it was over October 6th. There you go. Gains to be made in both directions. That's accurate. Though there were less gains to be made in both directions this cycle because cycle didn't do anything. Cycle was just range bound for all of it. It's such a low volatility comparatively. What's up, Juanito? Welcome, friend. You watch you from India? It's day 1 on your stream, and I'm impressive. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. If you think I'm impressive, check out my free trading course on YouTube. It's on this channel. It's all on this channel. Free trade. There's like 40 videos. They're much more impressive than I am live. You remember when? So there, I like, there you go. This is something. You remember. 4 years ago, you remember BitBoy going, you are correct, going from about 100,000 to 1 million subscribers in like a year and a half. That was 2020 into like the end of 2020 until like 2022, right? That's a part of even what I'm talking about. We never saw the floodgates open. We never saw this crazy stampede of people, of retail, of like, we never saw the bull market. We just never saw it. My channel, we hit 100,000 in March of last year. Now we're almost at 200,000, which is very, very solid growth. But I'm going to tell you right now, most of that growth is not from live streams, and it's not even from crypto. Most of that growth is from the trading series, is from the how to trade videos, because the floodgates never opened. We never saw it. Most channels have not grown at all since. They probably saw some growth in Q4 of last year. They saw some growth in March of last year. And most channels have done nothing but bleed since 2021, crypto channels. The only reason we floated is because of all the trading videos and, I don't know, a little bit there. Am I the next BitBoy? Hell no. Am I the next one to blow up? I would love this. I would love for that to happen, and I thought that would happen actually. Through the bear market in 22 and stuff, like I was like, okay, well, I'm at that point where I saw these channels blow up in the last cycle. And so when this cycle comes, I'll blow up too. And guess what? It never came. It never came, but it's not just me. It's everyone. There's virtually, with very little exception, any channels that really meaningfully grew over the last few years. And most channels were stagnant or bled. Most. But no, never the next BitBoy, because, bro, I none of that. I want none of that. I want absolutely nothing to do with that. Just the growth. What are we saying? Move up. It's time. I think it is time though, fam. Guys, if you're looking for a new exchange, sign up with our exchange partner, BYDFi. BYDFi. I always say it wrong. I always say everything wrong. BYDFi. I trade there. You see me trade there. We've been partnered with them for, I don't even know at this point, over, I think it's like getting close to 2 years. Something like that. Over a year. They've been a great partner. I actually have received 0 complaints from you guys about them. I've had 0 complaints about this exchange. There's no KYC. People have said that they had issues in the UK. Actually, join the Discord if you're in the UK and you can't use it. I'll show you, I think, what you're supposed to do. I asked the rep. But 0 complaints over like 2 years. And here's the good part. If you sign up using my link, it costs you nothing. But if you ever have issues, I encourage you to contact me. You can do that in the Discord by opening a ticket and tell me whatever issue it is. I don't know, your withdrawal's frozen, your deposit's frozen, your trade, I don't know, something. Whatever it is that you might have an issue with. Instead of waiting forever on terrible customer service like all of crypto has, I will make sure that your issue gets addressed. I will personally go to my contacts there and say, someone in my community who is signed up under my link has this issue. I need you to look into it. I need you to get an answer. I can't always get the answer you want, because I've done this with other stuff in the past. I can't always get everyone. You know, your trade got liquidated. I don't know. That's your fault. But I can get you escalated. I can get you in front of people, and I can get an answer, whatever that is. That is the biggest value that anyone has ever offered anyone in this space for using their link. For real. You can ask people. I've done this before. I've gone to bat for them. But use BYDFi. Make sure you're subscribed. We're going to be live tomorrow morning, so have your notifications on. Be on the watch out for a new stream. My longs have filled. Bitcoin. I mean, this could be an epic long. It could be. 93,350. I told you guys I was going to do it. I did it. I showed you the receipts. Pray for me, though. Not out of the woods by any means. I'll update you guys in the morning tomorrow. I'll probably chat in the Discord for a little bit. You can follow me on Twitter at Tom Crown. I finally got the Tom Crown handle. Actually, I didn't tell you guys on YouTube. After all those years, some accountant had taken Tom Crown Crypto. And after all these years, I'm finally just Tom Crown. Let's go. Anyway. Love you guys. Stay bully. I'm staying bully.